Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. How you doing? Those of you on Instagram land, and those on Facebook land, and those on YouTube land as well. It's 11th of December 2021. We are a few days away from what we call it Christmas. Hope you're well. As usual, it is exciting times all around the world. There's something I'm missing, and I'll be back 1 second. Can't drink wine without a wine glass. You can't drink wine without a wine glass. All right? So there I go, starting the roll and didn't have my wine glass. Good evening, good evening, good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the round table. My name is Silver and Sidil, host of Talking Slip. You know what I said, Natural Beauty? I said Talking Slip. Yeah. I had a busy day today. I drove through central London, Westminster. I wanted to go to a graduation for my son, for Boys to Men. Boys growing up into manhood. He's 14 years of age, but we think it's very important for young boys and young girls to get this sort of mentorship. We're of the Christian faith, so we actually use a church for that. But going through Westminster was interesting because it's a long time I haven't been through Westminster, and people were asking me if I'm going to a party, if the Prime Minister had convened another party or so, you know, because a lot of things has been in the news about parties, about double standard, about the level of hypocrisy with what is happening now with COVID. Similar situation with Jamaica of recent days, with an MP by the name of Floyd Green. You know, While the people are supposed to be doing one thing, you have the politicians doing another thing. But one have to say, and one have to wonder if this is a scamdemic, a plandemic, because this is something which is resonating with us all around the world at this time. This is something we cannot avoid, no matter how we might want to get away from it, but we cannot get away from what we call this whole plandemic, scandemic, or pandemic. And as a result of that, there are many offshoots of it. Many offshoots of it. In the UK of recent days, we have had Omicron, Megatron, Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, and it makes you wonder. It may seem like I'm being flippant, but with the signs and with what is happening now, the goalposts keep moving so much. The goalposts keep moving so much to the point where people somewhat don't know what to believe. People don't know what to believe. But that's just one thing. That's just one thing. Because there are other things which are happening in the world. There are other laws which are being passed. I mean, in the UK of recent days, a new bill has been passed or to be passed. I'm going to check the facts more. Where you can have your British citizenship, and then such British citizenship can be taken away without due diligence, without you being knowledgeable of. So myself, I'm a British subject at this present moment, dual citizenship, UK, Jamaica. If I do something dodgy or something bad or whatever like that, they can just deport me and take away my citizenship. Boom, just like that. That is something which many people are very concerned about. But if you do recall this young lady there, the ISIS bride. The ISIS bride is a lady which was, three of them or so went to ISIS country to fight the Brits or to fight, to be a part of ISIS. And right now she's not able to, what should I say, come back to the UK or so. And I think that is maybe one of the background to that bill, which is very interesting. Another thing also which was in the news, if you recall that I interviewed Mr. Joseph Patterson. Joseph Patterson is the leader for the United Independence Congress. United Independence Congress is that third political party in Jamaica, the third political party. And he mentioned a statement when I did my interview with him that the republic status, which is conferred upon Barbados, is what he deemed as fake. It is symbolic, doesn't have any substance. And Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, when people are pushing for the republic status, is saying, listen, guys, when we do what we do, we don't want it to be something which is somewhat symbolic or something which is a sham. We want to do it real. And he also alluded to the fact that possibly the one over there is somewhat deemed as well to be not something of any great substance. That is the one in Barbados. And another thing, because of what is happening with Barbados, a lot of people are also talking about who should be the next national hero for Jamaica. And they have Miss Lou, Michael Manley, Usain Bolt, Bob Marley, or so. So that is something there which is also, taking the wave. And I think Miss Jamaica World is going to be on. So that's the thing there. That's a sort of general thrust of the things and the sort of topics that I'm happy to look at tonight. And for persons who want to come on, this is going to be the second to last show before the new year. Last show is going to be next year for this year. Right now, I'm streaming on Facebook, streaming on YouTube, I'm streaming on Twitter as well. Next year, I'm going to try to take this a bit bigger, but I'm doing some good testing. Hey, Vita, Lester Gale, Natural Beauty. Anybody want to come in? Let me know. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's have a sip. What are you sipping, guys? Let me know what you're sipping. Those on YouTube, Facebook, what are you sipping? I'm having some red wine. I just had to get my son just reminded me that going to Westminster or going through Westminster, you know what I'm trying to say? Going to Westminster, you get congestion charge, you know what I mean? So because of congestion charge, you know, they charge you to drive into London. They charge you to watch BBC. They charge you for everything, you know? Hey, how are you?
Hello there.
Oh, my days. Are you on the beach? Where the backside of that?
Oh, I'm out and about.
Where are you? Are you in Jamaica?
No, I'm not in Jamaica. I'm
Wow.
out with my family.
Oh, wow.
I just had to tune in.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's a beauty about that's a beauty about what's your place called?
That's all my family
Hey,
here.
family. No, we say family. What's up, family?
Yeah. What's up, family?
Tell the family so we have the Prime Minister of Jamaica even here as well.
Oh, hey.
That's the Prime Minister. You know, look at that dignified. Look at that dignified look. It's a good thing that I put on my jacket today because I mean, so I could match up. But even Michelle, you look really. I mean, everybody looking very dapper tonight. What's going on, Lester?
Well, I mean, I have to represent, you know. So you know.
You have to represent. So, Michelle, I hope you're not driving. You're not driving, Michelle.
No, my daughter's driving right now.
Okay. Oh, that's a real estate agent. That's a real estate lady.
Yes, it is.
How's business? When you get in a house,
Yes.
Let's say you're buying a property over there. Let's say you're gonna. He wants to buy a property. No, Lester wants to buy a property there.
Oh. In Orlando, Florida?
Yeah, Lester. Yeah, Lester, tell.
Not Orlando, but Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, I have an agent that I know in Fort Lauderdale. I don't service the Fort Lauderdale area.
Okay. We'll talk business off the air.
Okay.
Well, I can talk business on the air. I want a property there in where were you? Florida, wherever it is.
Orlando, Florida, yeah.
How is business? How is business over there with COVID? I mean, you guys don't see COVID because you guys are free, innit? Free.
Well, it's picking up. It's actually a very crazy market right now, but good for selling. Very good for selling.
Yes. So therefore things are picking up back now. People are just really living their life, have to live their life.
Yes, yep, exactly.
Okay.
People need a house every day.
Yes.
That's one thing that we will never not need, right?
Yes. That's definite. So
yes.
Well, I think we got a show planned with you at some point, you know, if you can tell us more about what you're doing. You know?
Absolutely.
So we'll get that going most definitely, yeah?
Yes, for sure.
All right. Michelle, you're hanging with us, Michelle, yeah? For the time being, yeah?
Yes, I'm gonna hang with you guys.
Okay.
I'm gonna put my earpiece in.
Okay. So Lester, what are you guys drinking? Are you drinking some special juice? Box.
No, I'm only drinking water right now.
Michelle, you're not drinking. So you can't drink, you're not.
No, I'm not driving. I'm coming from a church dinner.
Okay. Well, I think likewise as well. I'm coming from a church thing because my son had a graduation today, so I was in church. I was in church as well, you know. So Lester, are you coming from church? Are you at the church? Are you at the church?
No, I don't go to church.
You don't go to church.
So that way it's not the right way.
So, well, guys on Instagram, right? Guys on Facebook and YouTube, if you want to tune in, jump on Instagram as well. So listen. Oh, I thought it was an echo, but it's your daughter in the background. So what's going down? What's going down, Lester? What's going down? Yeah. So what's going down, Lester?
You tell me. I mean, you know, over here is very quiet. It's over by your side. I think babies are born and citizenship being revoked and all type of things are going illegal party are keeping in the UK.
Well, I literally just drive past there a while ago. People are thinking it's the first time I actually passed Big Ben, Westminster, number 10 for a long time. People are thinking I was going to a party. I was about to stop to go to Westminster for a party,
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, I mean, what's been happening is, you know, I mean, I think it's a bit similar to what happened with Floyd Green, in a sense, whereby the government is actually saying that persons should hold off parties and all those other things. But this was last year, I must say. This was last year, 2020. This wasn't this year. But they found out that this party, because of this lady who is one of the prime minister's spokesperson, they were doing a mock thing and they were talking about it, and it came out in the air, you know. And because of that, a lot of people got really upset and annoyed by it, to say that it's a double standard where the government, the prime minister, is saying to people, quarantine, do not go to parties, don't say bye to your family, and yet at the same time they're doing that. And it's a bit similar to Floyd Green thing, whereby they were all having a party while people were supposed to be isolated. So what it is saying, it is that it is lacking the moral authority. The government is lacking the moral authority to say anything to persons. And the UK now, we are back to working from home. This is lockdown B. They call it B, the B plan, and they're hoping to vote on it next week. That's one aspect.
But to say to Jamaica, you know, they've gone back and work from home, and but they have also extended the curfew hours, so people have more latitude now at evenings to go out and have events and stuff like that. But well, not have events, because the entertainment sector is still closed.
Yes.
So particular clubs or particular establishments are still closed, but persons are allowed now to be on the street a lot later.
Yes.
But the illegal parties are thriving like crazy.
But
and it's very bad because the big promoter, the legal parties, the legal promoters have been out of income for the last 20 months.
Yeah.
Or 24 months.
Wow. But it won't stop them though, will it?
The big parties?
You know, no, all parties. Parties not going to stop, especially this time.
No, well, the established party promoters cannot keep their parties. But it's not just them. It's also the go-go clubs, the nightclubs, the massage parlors. There's a lot of places that have nighttime entertainment that have been closed for the last almost 2 years. But when you look at the supporting cast of these industries, because like nightclubs, they have technicians there, they have DJs there, they have waitresses, they have a whole host of persons, cashier, whole host of persons who are employed in the establishment, but they're not a part of the entertainment part of it.
Yes.
You know, when you look at the movie industry, the film industry, or the theater industry, which is also cool, you have actors right now who, due to COVID and COVID restrictions, they cannot go to the US Embassy to get a visa to travel to do. Because one person told me that they have lost over 100 bookings.
Yes.
This year, because the U.S. Embassy in Jamaica is closed to appointments to get a visa or to renew your visa, so they cannot work. And then Jamaica is closed, so they could have worked in the Caribbean or not the Caribbean, in the U.S., like Miami, Florida, Orlando, Boston, but they can't leave because the U.S. Embassy is closed.
I didn't know that the U.S. Embassy was closed. I mean, are they closed or just
closed to new appointments?
Okay, okay. Listen, Michelle, listen. You're in the States there, and you're looking from the states in Florida, looking at other states in America and the world, and with this level of sort of freedom with our Ron DeSantis is leading there. What do you think, especially with all these the Omicron, which they talk about is this new thing which is creating a wave, which South Africa says not a big deal, but everybody's getting spooked. What do you think about that?
Well, I don't see anyone getting spooked here in Florida.
I know, but based on what you're seeing,
people are still going out. Nightclubs are open.
No. I'm not talking about Florida. I told her that you're free. I'm talking about what do you think? Yeah, other states and the world and what's going on. What do you look at it and say? What's going down?
Well, my son lives in New York right now, and all of Manhattan is closed. You can't go into the restaurants if you don't have your ID in Manhattan. Though.
Yes.
But he works in Manhattan, so you can't go into the restaurants without your vaccination IDs. So New York is totally different now. No one is even visiting New York City anymore.
Except for persons who are vaccinated, I presume. Are they?
Because even when they drop the ball, they're saying no one can come to that event not unless you have your ID.
But Tilburn, it's a matter of perspective. One of our mutual friends, Tilburn, was in New York last week, and that person was all over the city. But that person is fully vaccinated, and so the person showed their QR code. They could have enjoyed the city to the fullest, you know. And you have the person called me and said that somebody from Jamaica called and say, "Oh, you're up and about all over." Said, "Look, I'm fully vaccinated. You have to take Babylon vaccine." So the person said, "When you were a baby or a child, didn't you take a vaccine also?" You know, so I mean, you know my stance. I am not anti-vax. I am fully vaccinated because I want to go to the movies, I want to travel, and I want to go to restaurants and stuff like that, right? So I'm not going to curtail my lifestyle for anything, you know. So
that is respected. I mean, like many people also have that perspective, but what many people come down on the side of saying they are not in agreement with the mandatory thing, and that is coming into full force a bit more. Even the Prime Minister Boris Johnson indicated or intimated to a point that there's got to be a conversation, but the health secretary said no, this is a bit draconian to think about a mandatory thing. So people have to somehow have to learn to deal with it. But at the same time, they're talking about places that you go to, you need to be fully vaxxed. And at the same time, the places which are actually having the breakout with the Omicron are places which are very vaccinated, and places whereby only vaccinated people are moving around.
Exactly.
And that's a bit which is why they're putting the pressure on the vax, the person who are not vaccinated. That was my basic thoughts there, you know.
Well, Silburn, you and I and Michelle is old enough to have seen certain trends throughout our lifetime through the world. You know, I remember when the HIV epidemic hit, and everybody was afraid to touch or interact or speak to somebody with the HIV.
That's true.
And you know, now we are not afraid to interact with persons now who are HIV positive. You know, I remember when the cocaine and the crack epidemic hit also, you know, and we were led to believe also that there was a certain type of person who deals with or push this type of product. So we have seen throughout the years, and Michelle, who has lived in the US for a long time, I've seen where the war on terror, where like there was a push for a certain class of persons or a certain ethnic group of persons to be feared. So this whole thing with the vaccine and the COVID thing is just another episode of the continuation of that.
Yes.
That is my view. That's my view.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting because one of the things that lots of people are just getting a bit, especially in the UK, getting a bit annoyed with is that I know that we are booked to go for.
When you talk about the aid.
You're spinning, Michelle. Spinning around.
That's
spinning around. I think because she's driving. Are you still driving, Michelle? I don't think she's driving.
No, she's out, but I think she's in a store or something.
Yeah.
She's in a supermarket, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, watch. Yeah, she's spinning. She's.
And we're in here with the mask on.
Okay, Michelle, we're not hearing you. You'll have to reach your point. Okay, yeah. Until she come back. Lester, one of the things which are affecting a lot of people is the loss of income and livelihood, right? Because for argument's sake, I remember when I used to be in the restaurant business, when I was in the UK and I was studying, and I used to be a waiter and manager on duty there. And I used to love Christmas because in Christmas time, people book parties and you get a table of 10, 20 people. You know, that's a set 10% on the meal, man. 10% tip. And man, people look out for that. And I know that there are a lot of places now actually canceling, because I'm actually canceling a Christmas party I'm going next week, Friday, because they're saying shut down and everything like that. I know for my colleagues are going to shut down. But I can imagine that company or that restaurant is going to be losing money, and staff who they're booking to are going to be affected for their Christmas as well. Because when you're a waiter, that's cash on the night. You're not waiting 3 weeks' time. That's cash on the night. That's Christmas money people are looking forward to, man.
But Silver, let us look. You see, a lot of times we tend to look at the small man. Yeah. And it is important to look at the small man and how the small man is affected, right? And we tend to not also look at the plight of the wealthy, of the business owner, of the big man, right? Yeah. Not because this man is wealthy, that doesn't mean that he has an unlimited resource of money, right? That's why they still actively do business, still actively work, because they want to keep that income coming. Now, just imagine a nightclub that rents a property, right? And let's look at Jamaica, for instance, right? And that property is, say, 600,000 a month, right? Yeah. And then, you know what? I'm going to keep some of my staff. You know, I'm going to pay them like maybe half salary, and I'm going to keep my tenancy. And so 3 months pass. So this is going into like $1.6 million now, or $1.8 million now in 3 months. No income. You know, the other 6 months now, you know, you're going into like 3 million. Now, how long should that man hold on to that property? You know, to say the sector may open. And people don't look at it that, yes, this man is wealthy, but he has lost 18 months of income, right? And he's paying out monies. Still. You know, and we don't look at to say, just imagine that this man is paying out money of his business. He still has his home that he has to take care of, and he has one of his streams of income have cut short. So he's paying out double now, and he's not receiving anything. We have yet to look at the persons who are in business to see how they have been affected also, because it is serious. The poor man or the small man lose a lot, you know, and it's bad. But also the big man is losing millions, and that affects the economy. That does affect the economy. So, these are some of the things that we have not highlighted enough also. And I'm not picking up for the big money now. I'm just saying we have to look at both sides of the coin.
Yeah. No. What you're saying is true, because at the end of the day, I've seen that a few big companies in Jamaica, like entertainment centers or so, is selling themselves down, selling off, or they're revamping and all those sort of things, because without a doubt, they are affected by the income, the lack of income which is coming in, and they got to be practical.
Yeah. And what I've seen since the pandemic, and it's something that we messed around about in the week. I've seen a rise in illicit, again, not illegal, well, illegal nonetheless, but illicit sex type parties.
I know where you're going.
I don't know. I've seen a sharp increase. And I'm saying,
it's like Kedisha. Say it, man. I don't know you want to say it. It's Kedisha you're talking about.
I don't know that you're so fluent with the name or fluent with the name.
No, because of you. Because of you. Because you saw me in London, England, and you sending me a message. I'm going to work in my suit, going to court. And you send me a message saying, am I going to some Kedisha thing? And I don't know what is this Kedisha thing. I'm saying it. I'm calling out. Early in the morning, I'm going to work in the UK, in South London, going to court.
But what this pandemic has done also, Silver, is it has further put a rift in our moral compass or moral fabric in Jamaica and other places also, not just but other societies. But we're talking about Jamaica now and the UK and America, where we have seen this increase young girls, and this is broad daylight. This is people are showing their faces and they're doing all type of acts just to get, a few dollars. And I'm sitting back, I'm thinking, I'm saying, what is happening? I think years from now, when somebody will do a full audit on what it has cost us, not just dollars, but what it has cost us as a society.
Yes.
It will be massive and it will be mind-boggling, and it will prove that it has broken societies on a whole.
It will be a mammoth thing, and I want to pick up on what comments people are saying. Petula is saying what business should be taking note of now is pivoting, and that is what the president of the Banking Association came on the other day. Jerome Smalling, my classmate, was talking about when he mentioned pivot. That is in the banking sector, and that is also something now that persons have to consider as to how they can diversify wisdom in all things. And to went further, especially when business should be able to plan years ahead, forecast for potential changes. And how can persons or business, but hey, I was going to say, how can business do that? But hey, look at Mark Zuckerberg, look at Elon Musk, look at those guys. They're actually, they're on a roll. But of course, they can withstand. Well, we can't compare them in else.
But not only that, too. Yeah. They are entering rooms and having pre-information to what is to come before the rest of us.
That's true again. That's true again.
When we see Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and these guys making some drastic, unprecedented shifts, there's some 45 and 90 degree shift in how they operate their business, and everybody's like, what?
Well, it's like family. Damn! Damn!
So, and a lot of time people talk about Illuminati and this and that. People don't understand that these big guys, they get the heads up months in advance. I know that for a fact. Because the links that I have.
Yes.
And sometimes a little bird whisper to me and say, hey, this is going to happen, right? And I would have knowledge of it, and I see it happen 6 months time.
Yes.
When I have known this for maybe January.
Yes.
You know.
Well, listen. Let me throw this one out, and I'm inviting anyone who want to come into the discussion to look at the word pivot and to see how one can diversify with what is happening around us now. How can you actually weather the storm, or can you weather the storm? And also, when you think about metaverse, is it metaverse? What Zuckerberg called meta? Somebody posted a picture the other day. They could have just put me. They could have just put me walking in the park. But they showed a picture of the park or nature, and they showed a room of these men with these goggles in these what do you call it, avatar looking thing, whereby and Mark Zuckerberg walking in, and everybody's like, this nerd world. You call it this nerd world. The nerd words are taking over. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. It's a bit very derogatory or discriminatory to a point, but
Silbert, can I ask a question, Silbert?
Yeah.
When haven't the nerds run the world? When? So when people say the nerds are taking over the nerds,
yeah.
Henry Ford, Carl Benz,
yeah.
Rockefeller, Einstein. And we can go as far back and come all the way up. Nerds have always run the world because these are the guys that have provided the tool for change.
Yes.
So what we're having now, it is multimedia and multi-access to changes now. Because like when you have the Industrial Revolution in England, it didn't hit this side of the world until years later.
Yes.
And we didn't see it unless we took a ship and go over there and say, what? England is doing this? So what is happening now is that because of multimedia and free access, we are seeing changes happening right before our eyes. When we look at countries like Qatar, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, these places aren't affected because they have developed a sense of discipline. They've developed a sense of order. So their society, and Singapore, their society is able to withstand these things and adapt easily
to these shakings.
Remember, these societies are very strict societies.
Yes.
And they have a lot of money. They don't have the ills of democratic societies.
And that is why when I saw what's his name, comedian Steve Harvey, and Steve Harvey was actually bigging up a country of recent days. I forget what he said. He said this is a country. Did you see that video when Bill Cosby? You saw the video, yes? Dubai. One of the first questions I ask is, what is the political structure there? Are women free? Are women free to a certain extent? So you only see one side of the coin, but at the same time, one have to recognize that something have to give. When for success in a certain way.
And they treat their workers. Sorry to cut it. They treat their workers. They're imported immigrants. Imported indentured workers, very awful. Dubai is noted for that. They treat they import a lot of Nigerians and Indians and Afghans, and they treat them very badly.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But that is not shown at the forefront.
Yes.
It's easy to say that businesses should pivot.
Yes.
It's easy to say that, but when you have a business that is take for instance like a hairdressing parlor,
yes.
right? Sorry, and then you're not allowed to have crowds. When your hairdressing parlor if you used to do like say 50 hair a day, and you're allowed to only have 10, your energy bill doesn't decrease. your rent doesn't decrease. So, all right, what are you going to do with all this equipment that you have? You know, but if you don't have enough capital to pivot, and then you go to the bank and the bank is saying, we can give you the money, but it is at this percentage.
Yes.
And you're saying, but this is my profit. But you know, so it's easy to say that people are to pivot. But the actualization of pivoting is not as easy as we would like it to be.
So therefore, so what's the way then? I mean, what's the way of dealing with them? Because you have to somewhat think about the fact that here you are, ready for your Christmas, and then someone come again and make a statement in front of a dispatch box, and waboom, your income is gone again. It happened to you a few times. Then you got to think and say, I can't take this anymore. I've got to do something to counteract it. Whether it is by, Bitcoin, crypto, stocks, something, people have to diversify in a massive way now. Because if you're going to keep getting that hit back, write a book or something like that, go and sell peanut, peanut. I don't know.
But Michelle wants to come back in.
Okay, yeah.
But you see, information, Silver, like you are a person who would call me and give me certain information, right? Not everybody is as fortunate to have somebody to give them that information.
Yes.
Hello, your friend.
Is who that? How that in the dark, Lester?
Boy, I don't know.
Some back road. Some back road.
We can't show too much light.
Rapunzel. Well, before we continue, good evening, Miss Vita. How are you doing in the States?
Good evening, Vita. Good evening. I'm doing great. I'm trying to find my light here, but can you see? Trying to put your clothes on? I have clothes on. Oh, am I on the wrong channel?
Where's Miss Carrington? Cheers.
I have a glass of wine, trying a new wine tonight. So cheers, guys, and I've been listening, but
cheers.
That's my grandbaby. I have to babysit tonight.
Okay.
Oh, what a cutie. So I have to take the camera off, or I don't want to be sued by her parents.
Okay, fair enough. Because sometimes Facebook and these things is it for children is it for over 16 or adults or so,
Nobody here's over 16.
16,
okay,
Lester.
if you say so.
Over 60.
16. I mean, I am 15 plus.
Okay, all right. We'll work with that. I am 16. 16 is a consent age for sex in Jamaica. I am 16.
What? Are we on the Kedisha show?
Is a consent in areas?
But guys, listen to you earlier, and I hear about the vaccine, and I'm vaccinated, and I also went to a couple live concerts, and I have to show my card. As far as showing that you're vaccinated, you will not be allowed to go in any function unless you can show your card.
Yes.
Which state is that? Are you?
So I live in Maryland, but I work in Washington, D.C., and both states. If you go into a live, like I went to a live band, the 12, I'm going to a live concert, and it's required that you have your vaccinated card. You have your card so that you're vaccinated.
I can't live like that. I cannot live like that.
Okay, so you are really... So you're in Florida. You're in a whole different country, so that's a whole different.
A whole different country. Well, Jamaicans are a whole different country.
Still living in New Jersey, I couldn't do that. That is no. Them run your life right there, so your life will get run by the government right there, so no.
But living in Florida, although you are like do whatever you want and don't wear a vaccine, you are still been government. There's certain rule and regulation you have to follow. And
understand that, but that's your freedom getting taken away, Vita. No way. I'm not supposed to be going into a doggone club or a concert and you're telling me that I got to show some card for me to get in there. Okay, I'm old enough to get in there. That's good enough.
Okay, so it's a concert that you bought the ticket and you have to show your ticket to get it. Isn't that?
I'm not buy the ticket. The ticket not buy.
Okay, so it's a paid concert. It's private. You don't have to go. So it's a choice you make. No, as a business person, Nessa, I want to touch back. As a business person, the situation, it is what it is. The government run the country. If I have a restaurant and the requirement is that you can open your restaurant unless you make sure that the people are vaccinated, that's what the government is saying.
But you see that it went to the Supreme. Even the federals don't have to be vaccinated again. Did you see that, Vita?
Well, yes, I see where.
Okay, so a lot of people got their vaccine, and now you don't have to be. It's not a mandatory thing anymore because they find that that's taking away your constitutional rights.
But can I ask a question, Vita and Michelle? You guys are in the United States.
What's that there?
For prisons.
Mm-hmm.
The new prisoners were entering. They're coming from the society. They're entering into a populated place. Are they required to be vaccinated when they're going in? Or the prisoners who are already in are to be vaccinated also? What is the law or the rule regarding prisons?
Well, let's step back a moment. I've said before, Prison America is a private institution. Right. Well, most of them is run by private companies. The government really don't own them. Their politics behind it if they're private owned. The situation is, as a private owned entity, you can do what you want. And if I kill somebody and they said I need to be vaccinated to go to prison, oh well, you have no control over if you're vaccinated or not. But being that it's private entity, the private entities can do what they want, and the government cannot say whatever the case is. I am for vaccine.
Let's do that.
I work in the medical field, and I am for vaccine. And the situation is that you have a business and you're losing money and you don't require yourself to be vaccinated, then the problem is that you and your business. You want to lose your money, fine.
Stop 1 second. Is that Michelle? Is that your thing making noise?
Is it probably? I don't know. I'm getting ready to go in the car.
Okay, yeah.
So it'll be quiet.
You're saying, yeah. It's interesting what you said right there, Vita, about privacy, a private company, because the Supreme Court in Jamaica threw out the constitutional aspect of the CariMed employees. There were some CariMed employees in this company who were saying that they didn't have to be mandated, but the Supreme Court is saying it's a private company, and therefore that's how the company run their business.
Yes.
You know?
So if you don't want to get vaccinated, then you can quit the job. I will find somebody else who's vaccinated that want the job.
Vita, we lose them sound. Vita, we're not hearing you.
Vita,
we're not hearing you.
I think the program is getting a bit hot.
Silver.
Yeah.
I understand what Michelle is saying. Last week, Saturday, I went to the movies. And so the guy asked me for my QR code, so it's on my phone. So I showed him it. He scanned it. He said it's good. Then he said, "Can I see your ID?" That is when I lost it. I said, what federal authority are you to ask me for my ID? I'm going to see a film.
Yes.
He pulled out his phone and he showed me where the government is saying that if you are entered into these establishments, apart from showing your QR code, you have to show your ID along with it. And, as Michelle said, I felt as if my freedom. This is a kid. He's no older than 16, 17. And he's like demanding that, not demanding that strong, but he's saying that, and I started to get irate, and I said, you know what? He's doing his job. He's following protocol that his company said.
Yes.
So I showed him my ID. He looked at it. He said, you can go. Going inside. Remember, I have a monthly subscription to the movies. I don't pay each time I go. I pay monthly, so I can go multiple times. I'm inside the facilities. The guy at the kitchen or the security said to me, "Where's my mask?" I said, "Are you saying that I have COVID? Are you saying that I have something?" "No, but you have to wear your mask." I said, "Get a mask for me then if you want me to wear a mask." So everybody's looking at me, like I'm the angry black man. But I am saying it just feels as if you're being bombarded and attacked. And again, I'm not anti-vaccine. I am not pro-vaccine. I do what I do because I want to do certain things. I couldn't care less about the politics behind it. But how people are approaching you, I go into a store to ask a question or to get a service. And before they answer me, they're telling me, "Where's your mask?" I'm like, answer the question. I'm coming here to do business. It's getting to me. It's like your whole freedom and independence is being snatched from you.
Well. What is evident? Exactly. What is evident and what is happening around, and that is what lots of people are talking about. When I was driving through Westminster today, opposite Parliament, there was some demonstration along the same lines there about that same thing, about the mandate and how people feel that they are now being their freedom. It's like you're being oppressed, suppressed at the same time. And most people, and I would say that majority of people do not have a problem, if anything, with the vaccine. But what they don't like is the forcing and the undue pressure, in the sort of underhanded way how they're doing it, and then the double standard is what lots of people are having an issue with. And I think there's going to be a bitter end with what is happening. I think there's going to be a bitter end. I believe there's going to be a massive confrontation, and I believe someone is going to speak out. I believe someone is going to speak up, and someone is going to say, "Wait a second. We need to be level. We need to level with the people on certain things, because one, you needed to take the vaccine to protect yourself. Two, you need to double vax, and then they said you need the boost, and then after this one, you're gonna need another boost, and then all of a sudden you're gonna be boosting yourself into perpetuity, as a Channel 4 commentator said, and then after a while you're gonna be a zombie. It's like a zombification of the people. That's a word which I myself and another person created. The zombification, zombifying.
Please, patent.
Yes, I have to speak to him about couple, but it is a serious thing, So therefore, the key thing that people will have to do is have to band together to somehow to see how they can actually go through, whether it is pivot or whatever. But I have to recognize that if you're once bitten and twice shy, and you're doing the same thing and find yourself in the same position, well, something is wrong with you, because you cannot can't afford to let the government factors keep doing this to us. No way, Jose. That's my view. And mark you, I'm fully vaccinated with my thing from my barn. You know what I mean? We got the marks. I'm talking about from those days, though. Vita.
Exactly. Light. Vita, in a light no, Vita. I want change.
Light. Turn on the camera. Light.
But sincere light, come on. Natural beauty light gone. But listen, Vita, have you finished saying what you're saying? I want to switch and talk about national heroes. You finish you're saying something before you had to.
Well, the final thing I wanted to say, guys, as far as I know, a lot of people are against the vaccine because they're not sure as far as what it's involved or what's inside of it. And if that's your case, as far as you're not sure what's inside of it, you can do your research to find out the basic of it. But to say that they're taking away your human rights, I don't think that's a strong argument enough to say you're not taking the vaccine. And the fact is that the world can open up faster if we all do our part.
But Vita, think of what you said right there. Think about that for a second. If people do that, the world can open up. Open up where and to what? When at the same time, whoa. Omicron just came out of a sudden in South Africa, which was brought by some other people into South Africa. Then all of a sudden, the world has shut down again. Open up what? I don't think that. Listen, I think we're going to be living like this in a certain way. Let the world open up and let the chips fall where it falls.
America is open up. You in lockdown, so we're not talking about you.
No, just to close my closing comment. Here we have a 5 o'clock. Look how silly this is. We have a 5 o'clock curfew here. When I say curfew, businesses are to close at 5. Now, if with the exception of supermarkets, now every other establishment is closed at 5. If you generally leave work at 5 and you want to get an item, how are you going to get that item? And then you're going to say, okay, let me leave at 4:30. You're the only one. So when you look at the traffic, everybody's leaving at 4:30 or 4:20 or 4:15 or 4 p.m. So you're in traffic for 1 hour. Yeah. You still don't get to the place, and the place is still closed at 5. Yes. You know, and the frustration and the stress level is building up. For me, Silburn, it is the pressure that the society, especially people from the lower socio-economic part, is coming from. You know, they are under the most pressure to abide by these regulations, and it is going to affect the fabric of society wickedly. Vita is quarantined for a long time, long before COVID, you know. So
which quarantine we're talking about? Staying inside?
Yes, so Vita don't mind, you know. But you know them young girls love Garo, but dash out, you know.
So way before COVID, that was me. I don't dash out, so therefore it's fine with me. So whatever happened, but the fact, so being locked down doesn't make a difference. But in America here, we don't. Is Silburn frozen?
No, I'm not. Am I frozen? No, I'm not frozen.
Oh, you were just.
I was trying to put something on the screen there. No, there's a video. There's a video with a guy or a girl asking the other guy for something, and then when she asks, he just go like this, and she go like this. She started knocking the phone, thinking the phone was frozen.
That's when she asked for money.
When they asked some money they were asking for. You know, but listen, Pete, the Prime Minister Andrew Holness mentioned recently, and for those who watched the interview I did with Mr. Joseph Patterson, he mentioned about the symbolic republic status of Barbados, and he called it a bit fake. Andrew Holness alluded to a point by saying, in response to the pressure to become a republic, that we should not go for something symbolic. We should go for something with substance. And he alluded to Barbados, whether we like it or not. Lester, would you agree on that?
Yes, but first of all, I need to correct you on something.
Yeah.
You see, the few Twitter persons, that's not pressure, you know. And this is something I've discussed with politicians in Jamaica, that Twitter don't run the government of Jamaica, you know. And most of the persons on Twitter who is making noise do not live in Jamaica. They live in the diaspora. You know, and not to say that they're not important, because we, in the diaspora, we contribute a lot to the GDP of Jamaica, a lot.
Oh yes,
yes,
a lot. But the thing is, should I say this?
Yes, you're free. This is a Silburn show.
My party, the Jamaica Labour Party, and the government of Jamaica, they need to stop pussyfooting around with information. They need to come out more forceful with the truth, and speak to the people like people are intelligent, you know? Now, what Andrew needs to tell the people then is that, listen, it's not an easy thing to change the Constitution. The Constitution is not an easy document to just fling one side and change, right? And there are repercussions to pull away fully from the monarch. They don't understand that. So, as a member of the Commonwealth, there's certainly benefits that we still enjoy, right?
Yes.
That's just a fact. Now, to pull away from that, right? Remember, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. England can also react when you do certain things. And people don't understand that, listen, the Constitution of Jamaica right now, as it is very, it's not an easy document to just get up and just tear up and throw away.
Well, you see, Lester, in my response to that is, just like in care proceedings, what I do, you plan. And while the government is here at this position, there should be a cross-party strategic team crafting a document. PJ Patterson and Bruce Golding and Pernell Charles, they had some meeting and some air show with Ronnie Twaits of recent days. And I've also said it, because when I listen to Mr. Joseph Patterson, and when I listen to all the different leaders, and some of them, when they want to become prime minister, they come out with some fantastic ideas, great ideas. And then you wonder why they're keeping that a secret. And if they all come together, which of course is not a benefit to the next person, because they don't want them to actually gain that insight. But who is the person who's going to bell the cat in the interest of Jamaica? Because I believe right now, at this time, there should be a crafting of an alternative document that the Jamaica Labour Party sign up to, that the PNP sign up to, the UIC and all, what should I say, public sector or those companies, organizations sign up to at this time. Because, and if not, you should not be leaving it in the hands of the government only, because who said it the other day? Malahoo Fort. Malahoo Fort said, well, we have been having discussion on this for a long time. And I said, is that in secret? It shouldn't be in secret. It should be a cross-party thing. Don't you agree, Vita?
I do agree that the government should be more transparent and forthcoming with the people and explain. You cannot tell every situation, but you can give a summary of what will be going on and what the intended future. The UIC, just like the NDM, going to be gone soon. It's the same factor where they out and they were saying this is the new party and we're going to change Jamaica, and then it was gone. What happened, Lester?
Lester's agreeing with you.
Rita, I try to avoid Mr. Patterson about 4 or 5 times. I don't make a comment about it, but I try to avoid Vita is a bring it up back.
It's because Mr. Patterson said to Lester, who is this man asking some great question, but he may not want JLP colors.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And I must say, Lester, I was very impressed by your question. I mean, I'm attracted to intelligence, and I was like, wow, is that the same Lester? Amazing.
What are you trying to imply? What are you trying to imply?
That he's very intelligent.
Okay, well, you say, why you said, is that the Lester? Why were you surprised? Lester has always been on the show. He's a very highly intelligent young man. Vita?
He is. Okay.
Please.
Okay, let me go on. Okay. May I go on?
Yes, please rephrase it. Okay. Please. Thank you very much.
No.
Cheers, Lester. You know me, I'll be back. I'll be back. We're going to Kenisha later. No. Ignore that. Please, ignore that. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere with that.
Seymour, I'm sorry, but you're really going for the combo?
No, just don't go nowhere. Just carry on, please.
I hope your wife doesn't watch your show either.
That's why I said just carry on. Yeah.
But see, he have a balance. He have a praying wife. That's why he gets away with murder. He have a praying wife. So that's a good thing. But let's get back to the serious part of it, in the sense that it would have been so nice to have another party. And again, there is no question, there is no doubt, you don't have to question what party I'm for, because I am a proud Labourite also. Reason being that I have lived through seeing what the Jamaica Labour Party have taken the country from one sector to another. But we're talking about now, yes, it would have been nice to see another party who will transpose Jamaica to another level. But the UIC is not hit, because what happened is that even when Lester was asking those questions, I don't think that he have the infrastructure. I don't think that he have the leadership behind him. Yes, he's a smart young man, and he have the plan, but he don't have the support behind him with the people that he's associated with, and it's not gonna go further. It's gonna be just a remembrance like NTM.
Yes.
Jody won't join.
No. Jody have to join.
If she's not in her car.
No.
Vita, I applaud you, Vita. Mr. Patterson is sounding like a very young Michael Mann.
Yes.
You know? And that's not bad, because Michael Manley, to me, and as a Labourite, I can say this, he's the best speaker. Right? When that man take a podium, you know, he will speak, I mean, beautiful.
Let me do my Michael Manley impersonation. For the first time at last, you know, we have to feed the people fundamentally. And this is the one I like. They lie on Monday, they lie on Tuesday, they lie on Wednesday, they lie on Thursday, they lie on Friday, God help them, they lie on a Sunday. Is that Jody?
Hi, Jody.
Oh, Jody's just looking at us today. She's just pretty looks. Just pretty looks. No sound.
Jody, Vary is your auto.
Oh.
In your auto. Oh, sorry, Jody. You don't speak Dutch. I'm sorry, Jody. My Dutch just chipped in just now. I'm sorry.
Actually, she has no voice. No, there's no audio coming from her.
Jody, say something. Jody, say something. Say something.
No, she not.
Jody said double whopper.
Double whopper. Double whopper.
We're not hearing, Jody.
But at least she's hearing.
Jody, go down, come back again.
Yes.
But Silver, just to answer the question we are, but national here. But and I wish that you do a part 2 with Joseph Patterson.
Yes, please.
Many persons have said to me this week, why weren't you on a panel setting? You know, they wanted me to be on the show longer, or they wanted like a panel, even more person, like a panel setting. And so I said, I'll talk to Silver. You know, several people called me and said they wish that we had more of a rapport. You know, and that's what I thought that it was going to be something like that. But for part 2, we'd love to have that, because there's so many questions that I would love to pitch to him.
So what you're saying is that and he's keen is to have another one with a panel because there are 2 shows which I have in mind. One with him again, a part 2, but also another one on Republic status. I've got a couple lawyers in the UK and Jamaica to talk about the Republic status thing. As a show which I have in mind. More than likely it's going to be next year, if anything. But yes, yeah. Go on, let's. Go on.
Sorry, and it was calling me a while ago.
Okay.
But I like how he speaks. He speaks brilliant. But we have seen brilliant speakers over and over. Why I do, and this is what I said to every person who tell me that, because I think Michelle or Dion, one of them are new converts now to UIC. For me, when I look at the NDM, with the multiple billionaires in the NDM, and they did not win a seat, the UIC still has not comprised with the money that NDM had, right? And NDM had more money comprised than the PMP and JLP, and they still couldn't win a seat.
Could it be because of what Mr. Patterson said, that the NDM was a breakaway Labour Party?
But the UIC is a breakaway from the PMP.
Is that so? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Come on, Gilbert. Come on.
I like to learn new things each day.
Okay. Plausibility is okay, sir. Right? You're a lawyer.
Yes. I didn't know that a breakaway of the
I see Raven saying UIC to the world. Look here. I'm all for a third party.
Yes.
But a lot of things that he's saying, it is
Lester? Okay, you there?
I want to know the cost. I want to know how you will implement it, right? Even the structure of government that it says.
Yeah.
The public sector remains the same.
You want to bring in Ray?
So
Let's invite Raven.
Raven money. Yeah, that would be nice.
If they want to come in. If they want to come in.
That would be nice to get, yes.
But keep saying what you're saying, Lester. I'm listening.
Yeah. So I'm saying, Silbert and Peter, he would have a particular set of structure in government, the Senate and the central government and councils and all of that. But the public sector will remain the same. Will he fire the whole public sector? Where will he get these? If he's saying that the public sector is stuck with JLP and PMP, who is he going to stack it with then? UIC people? So it's still dieted people stuck in the public sector. There's a culture in the public sector that you can't just get rid of like this. What will you be putting in place to then bring the public sector up to the system of government that you've implemented? Even he said that he would increase the police force. Where would you get the money to pay so much people? Where?
Well, that money is going to come from the government, isn't it? Once you vote out the government, once you vote out the government, you get the government. You know that.
Right. And what you need to do, Lester, which again, I am open for a third party, because for years Jamaica had the JLP and the PMP, and Jamaica need to get better. Jamaica need to be more advanced than where it is right now. The culture, the crime, the brainwash mentality of where we are and where we have been need to change. And I hope the UIC would have been the new party. But what happened is that coming in and attacking the JLP, coming in and attacking the government is not the way to go. He needs to come in with a unified speech, a unified way to say, let's build Jamaica. We're for the people, right? So why attack one party? Why attack one party and agreeing with whatever Golden is saying? Don't do that. Come as a unified Jamaica. Come different from the JLP. Oh, there goes Jody. Come different.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Jody, we can hear you. Let's celebrate Jody's. Cheers, Jody. What are you drinking? Wow, that's like Bailey's. Cheers. Merry Christmas. Oh, why you did that?
And you know,
Oh.
so I like how Lester show off. God no, I like how Lester show off. Why am I to get up and go and get something else?
Oh,
Why is he so bad, man? Why is Lester playing bad man this evening?
years.
Lester, you're too bad, man.
What's that now?
You're too. Lester, you're too bad, man. You are drinking something else. You're too bad, man.
That's Jody. That's not even Jamaican, Bailey. So don't worry.
What the song? What the song go?
Myself.
What the song go? Who sing it? You're too bad, man. You're too bad, man. You're too bad, man.
Too
bad, man. You're too bad,
bad, man. Same.
Yeah. Jody, how is Jamaica?
Yeah.
How's yard? You're the only one there yard now. Yes. Oh yard. Oh say. We're gonna Ochi. We're gonna Ochi. We're gonna Ochi. We're gonna Ochi.
Sometimes I tell me no. I'm not the best person to ask about yard in enough time. And I know that already. But a lot of the time, Lester knows what's going on more than I do. Sometimes Lester informs me of what's going on in Jamaica.
But you're on the ground now. You have the dirt underneath your foot. What's going on in Monty? What's going on? What's going down? What's going on, Jody?
A number of things this week I think got my attention.
Cheese?
Taste it.
What's that? Mac and cheese?
Don't worry, Vita and I are going to pick them.
Oh, okay.
Can't pin them.
Continue. Never mind. Look at my mind.
I'm sorry. I have two.
Okay. There are a number of things that got my attention. I mean, for a long time we had conversations, even for the last 2 days, about that young lady who was murdered in front of the school.
Oh yes.
A lot of people had a lot of thoughts on it, and it was interesting to hear people's views. I mean, the way how we are socialized in Jamaica is a serious thing, honestly. Because, I mean, everybody has their own theory of what happens and their own story about what should have happened and what should not have happened. But it's interesting sometimes to hear. On the political side, though,
Vita, if you just put your thing on mute while you're sorting out the tribe. Keep while you're doing that, Vita. Yeah, keep talking. Jody. Sorry. Jody.
Yeah, and I'm saying no, on the political side though, some of the feedback I've been getting from what is going to be allowed in this Christmas season due to COVID restrictions and all of these things, they kind of concern me, because I hear the minister, I think it's of culture, she was saying that there's no way. No, it's not culture. It's culture.
Babs Grange.
Yeah.
Culture and sport.
Yeah, culture.
Youth and sport. Yeah.
She was saying that there is no way the entertainment sector is going to be open full time anytime soon. I'm not sure if I understood that, because we've changed the curfew, we've set guidelines as to assemblies. So I don't see why that statement should have been made, because it's contradicting, in my perspective, based on the guidelines that were put forward. Maybe Lester has some insights on it more than I do. But when I saw the headlines, that's what came up. It's just weird though, the way how the information is contradicting.
Jody, my personal view, Olivia Babs Grange, love her to death. She should resign. She should not be a member of parliament. She should not be a member.
Agreed.
Dr. Horace Chang, he can stay as an MP, but he should resign as Deputy Prime Minister, resign as the Minister of National Security. Right? Resign. No.
Mike Henry?
No, Mike Henry is going. He has named a successor recently, so he's going.
Okay, yeah.
He's going. No, he's going. But he's not a minister. I'm talking about the ministers.
Yeah.
Entertainment, we have seen where the government, and remember, this is what we support, the government support, where they have not put any respect or interest in the arts, in the culture, in the entertainment sector, right? And regardless of the hotel and the sun and the sea and the beach and whatever we have, right? It is reggae music and the entertainment that has drawn millions of people towards Jamaica, right? Even with Usain Bolt and them antics, it is the entertainment aspect of Usain Bolt's life that has brought the celebrity status to the stratosphere, right? His love for music and the entertainment.
That's very true, you know. That's very true, you know, because that's the thing. You have had fast athletes before in Jamaica, but it's because of Usain Bolt sort of style and music and, you know.
And his charisma,
and his charisma,
his personality,
yeah.
and he goes on the tracks and he dances and he moves and he interacts with everybody.
Yes,
You
yes.
see the thing though, let me ask you.
Hold on. What people don't understand is that we have the regular vacationing tourists, right? What people don't know is that the entertainment sector brings in weekly tourists that comes down for parties, for memorials, for big stage shows. People don't understand. So they have plane loads that come in for specific parties, and then come and they stay 1 3 days and then fly out back, right? So the entertainment sector is a direct fuel for the tourism sector. But what happened is that a lot of the time we count the hotel and we count the cruise ship, but we don't count the other aspect that, like Shaggy. Shaggy brings in a lot of U.S. executives into Jamaica, right? Sean Paul also, Elephant Man, Busy Signal brings in a lot of Europeans that come in. You have a lot of Japanese and European people come in for dance lessons with dance expressions, and they stay at Airbnb and small hotels. So what I'm saying is that Babsy Grange, in closing the entertainment sector for the rest of the year, have done a disservice to our entertainment practitioners, and I'm really upset about it.
So what you should,
Jody,
sorry.
I want to agree with you, Lester, and then add something to that. Most of the major shows that I saw being publicized across the world, right? Their headliners in all these countries were Jamaican reggae artists.
That is true.
I don't know if you recognize that.
Yes.
When all the countries opened up, the first thing most countries had was a reggae show. Most countries. That's what started it off for them, a reggae show.
Yes.
And we had artists flying to countries that sometimes I did not even hear of that opened. That there were reggae artists at all these shows and they were the headliners.
Yes, the Grammy and all that in America. They will not have those shows without having a reggae artist from Jamaica coming to perform. And I agree with you, Lester, in the fact that Babs Grange should look up the situation. With COVID right now, what we need to do is adjust to the situation like it is what it is.
And manage it.
Yes. Open the entertainment sector and manage it to a level where people feel safe in coming and going. I went to a live concert last weekend. You're looking at maybe about 3,000 people. Yes, we have to show our card, but the venue and everything was open. Jamaica is known for entertainment. Why can't we do this? A lot of people will pay their money to go to Jamaica just for a concert. I went to Jamaica 3 times in 1 year in COVID, and I have at least about 7 people cancel because what happened in the country was shut down. Because they can go to the hotel, but they want to meet the local people. They have never been there. People that I know that was military, they want to go to Jamaica to party outside of America, but they cancel because the country was shut down. Although Jamaica is meeting the million and million people, there are millions of people not going to Jamaica because it's shut down. But Babs Grange need to manage the entertainment sector.
Vita, Silburn said the right thing. Manage it.
Yes.
You can have, and to say, okay, these are designated venues that we will have events, right? If you're going to be a promoter, We will partner with you. We will get the banks in on it as partnership, and we'll give you certain type of equity to build cabanas. You know those little cabanas. So you have cabanas for 2, for 4, for 6, for 8. So it is, the cabanas can be made of wood or plastic or whatever, and it is spread out all in the venue. And you can still hold 3,000 and 4,000 people in these cabanas. So you have social distances, but people pay for so the ticket would say, okay, cabana 2 is your cabana, and it's for 2 persons. Cabana 10 is your cabana, and it holds 8 persons. And you can now employ bottle girls, bottle service to come and say, look, we don't want to crowd at the bar, so we're going to have 3, 6, or 7, 8 different bottle service companies coming together and said, okay, you're going to serve the patrons. So we don't want any crowd at the bars. Or you can have bars lying right around the place. There's so many ingenuity that could be done in Jamaica.
Yeah. You know, I think
But it's currently being done though, Lester, even for the smaller events. I've seen smaller events since we've opened up back, and it's well organized. The organizers are professional about it. They follow the protocols. They get people. And people are willing to do it. They're willing to pay for it. Because when I see the prices for a cabana and what the cabana comes with, and the event is sold out, people are willing to pay for it, and they're willing to go by the guidelines.
I think that where the world is going on now, and that's why I say we're going crazy. Where the world is going on now is that we've got to accept that there's no returning to this sort of normal that we thought we had or whatever like that. I would say we are in normal. We evolve. Everybody evolve. And I believe that shutting down should be a thing of the past, but managing all of these things is a way forward. Everything should be managed. People are losing their life. People are losing their livelihoods. Yes, Jody.
Honestly, I don't think the shutdown is going to go away. It's another way of, and I say this very intellectually, it's another way of enslavement, because they get control. I think they believe they lost control and they're trying to regain control, and this is the only way they can think they can do it. By implementing these laws that says that, yes, you have to stay here and you have to stay there. It's another way of slavery. And every time I analyze it and I look at it, I'm like, they just think this is just modern day slavery, and they're trying to make people look stupid, like they don't have the information that they need to go ahead. People are learning the new norm. They're adapting to the new norm. They have adapted to the new norm. They're following it. They're following the rules, but they still need some way of controlling us.
And so what you're trying to say, they feel like they're losing grip sometime when you open up, just like in the UK now, with the Omicron in South Africa. And all of a sudden, this knee-jerk reaction where everything is just shutting down there. People are just getting a bit annoyed and just say, listen, I can't bother with this, man. Mental health. I think Prince Harry said the other day, is it Prince Harry? Said something Prince Harry said something the other day that people who are not happy with their jobs should be supported to leave it. And I said to the Virgin, you don't have no idea what that job is. You don't know nothing. And I said to him in my writing, Harry, listen, Virgin, mental health is caused a lot when people can't pay them bill and they can't support them pitney and then go crazy. A lot of people suicide and kill themselves. And when you check it out, the bailiff was after them and all those sort of things. And when you check it out, somebody pointed something to me one day and said, when I get these letters with words, okay, I just paid my congestion charge because I drove in the city of London today. And if you don't pay your congestion charge, after a while, if you don't pay it today, I kept telling my son, remember to remind me to pay it by 12. You get another charge after, and then you can get, your bill can just go crazy. Then you start seeing these red letters. Red. Huh?
Happens here too.
Yeah. Then you get this red letter now, and people get scared when they see red letters. And somebody said, it is words. It is words. They're words. I know they mean something that they may take it to court, but face them. They're words. They're words.
Jody, I listened to what you just said of enslavement, and I think you switched from PNP to you WIC, but that's another story. But the fact is that
I don't know who told you I was PNP, you know. I never admitted that on the show. I never admitted my political affiliation on the show.
They taught me critical thinking, Jody. But anyway,
Sorry. Hold on, bashment. I need a tambourine. Hold on. Let's pause for a bit. Have a drink, guys. No, they have a drink. Carry on.
okay.
Vita, I got that same impression to Vita. I'm just saying. Continue, Vita.
But on a serious note, Jody, I understand the feelings of living in Jamaica and feel like you're enslaved. It's not just Jamaica, it's the world. And the fact is that how can we play our part? How can we decide to say, okay, we need to get Jamaica out of this situation that we're in.
Jamaica can't come out of it, Vito. They're getting instructions from a higher power.
Because yes, I agree with that. See more honest people in England. Yes, I agree. But the fact is that where we might be, so with slavery, we were under slavery, but we were still fighting undercover and freeing ourselves. What happened with Jamaican people now? They're so complacent. They're so. The fact as far as doing it for myself is no longer a choice. You have to have somebody to do it for you. You know how many people call me to say, I want to do a business, can you finance it? You know, you're going to finance a business, you're going to do a business, you finance it for yourself. It's about time that we do stuff ourselves. There's the first time the government of Jamaica was able to give people stipend and free money. Jamaica never had that before.
And a free money, Vita and a free money.
It's not free money. Don't tell nobody that.
Okay. So that's what they were able to get stipend. That's the first time in Jamaica.
Subsidy, yes.
Right. So the first time in Jamaica that they were able to get that.
Nigel Clark, Black Royalty has done a brilliant job.
Yes, he is very smart. So the fact is that what Jamaica need right now is critical thinking, education for the people, self-sustainability. That's what Jamaica needs, right? So if you're going to think that, it's a slavery mentality that they want to control us, that's the wrong perspective to look at that. Look at you, Jody. You are motivated. You have your business going. You are, doing what a businesswoman and doing what needs to be done. You're not dependent on the government. Why the other Jamaicans cannot get up?
Vita, let me tell you something.
Yes.
I think Silver needs to do a part 2 interview with Jody on his main channel. We can tell about Jody. I've seen Jody on radio.
I've seen her. Yes.
I've seen Jody on the beach with her clients. I've seen Jody taking them out on the street. I've seen Jody in the office. I've seen Jody on the road. And I'm like, this young lady is such an inspiration. It's such a breath of fresh air. It's such a light.
Don't make me cry today. I'm kind of tired. So if I'm tired, I'm emotional. Don't make me cry.
Jody's supposed to be my voiceover. I want to get her to do some voiceovers for me as well. Have you ever listened to her voiceover? She's powerful, man.
Jody has been going non-stop. Right? And Jody still have to deal with her boys, schoolwork, her personal life. She has staff to pay. When emergency comes up, she has to deal with it. And I'm like, this young lady by herself. I mean, you have a team of people, a team around you.
And she's still searching for Samson.
No. She's not searching. She's not searching for any Samson. She's not searching about it.
Okay, not searching, but she will open Samson will turn her. You know how hard it is as a powerful, successful woman, and therefore you don't have your counterpart beside you with all the success that you have. Jody, call me. I have stuff for you.
I think this Baileys is not going to work. I think anybody have Lester send me some vodka, please.
No, but still, but
on a serious note, the Jamaica guys, we are for successful. Lester.
No.
Victor is you started. No.
Okay. All right. No. Jody, you know I'm still out there working for you, girl. No, don't worry yourself.
Oh God. We need to talk.
Yes, but what I'm saying, Lester, come on, Lester.
Lester up on the ground. Him drop on ground and laugh.
Jody.
Try it in my glass. Mix it with the Baileys. Try it in my glass.
You want
Give me the Appleton special. Come, try it in my glass.
Try it, Lester. Try it. I think it's a good thing that I named the show Talk and Sip. So that talk and drunk.
But hold on, let me interject. And to kind of bring it on a different way as to the topic in the pin section.
Yeah.
You know,
Jody should be the national hero.
One of them. I hear Faith Ellington and other persons of that generation.
Yes.
Right? And we don't disrespect nobody. You know, but not on this platform. We will do certain things on my platform. But I think that the older generation is doing such a disrespect to my generation and the younger generation, like my children's generation, of who they think should be a national hero, or what a hero entails, or what a hero should do. When you look at the struggle of, it's just like the state that reggae music is in now, right? People expect that the music is to be still in the 70s where Bob Marley and Peter Tosh and Jimmy Clifton is. We don't have that world struggle anymore.
Would you say disrespect or disservice?
Disrespect. Faye Ellington and a lot of people in that age group have shown great disrespect to what we, because remember, the heroes are to inspire the young. This is what the heroes are. Inspire the young people to come up and make changes. Right? Now, you can have an opinion, but your opinion. But I think as an intelligent being, your opinion or your thought of your train of thought must be so fluid to change, must be acceptable to change. You know? And that's why I like Vita. Vita is a person that is in between both generations, and Vita can easily slide into the younger generation.
Why you calling me home? You calling me home?
I said you're in between. I did say you're in between, ma'am. Right?
I'm joking. But no. Lester, you have to respect the fact that being that you're older, because my grandmother, if my grandmother knew that I do certain things, she would have probably passed out. Because the fact is that they're in that generation that they don't understand this new generation. I have a 22-year-old who sat me down and explained to me that, Mom, the generation now believe in fluidity. There is no male, there is no female. I was shocked because I was like, are you gay? Not that I'm against it, but, you know, so it's hard to explain that to my grandmother. When I was growing up, a woman could not smoke a cigarette. A woman could not do certain things. So that generation, you can't expect Faye Ellington generation to accept the new norm. This is a new norm. And our generation, the Generation X, they're different. It's going to be a whole different world when we becomes the 80, the 90, and they are the new generation. It's going to be different. So it's not disrespect, it's what they are used to. It's the way they think, it's the way they were brought up.
But Vita,
yeah.
If you ask any young college, I believe at about high school, any young college person, Jamaican, right? Who are their inspiration? Who are their heroes? They will not name any of the 7 current national heroes.
Somebody just asked me, how old is Faye Ellington on Facebook?
I think she was 60 or 69.
69, you sure?
Yeah, Faye in that year's movement.
That's the year I was born,
What year?
69. I'm all for the 69, baby. All for the
Let's find out.
No, I'm going to ban Vita.
She's 68 years old.
How old is she?
She's 68. She was born 1953.
Okay, 68. Okay, cheers.
Right. So at that age,
68.
they're so set in their ways that there's no way they're gonna adjust to our way of living.
Somebody said that's not old. She was in the sexual revolution era.
No.
Let me tell you what I think, though. And this is just Jody Berry's thought process on this, so don't get at me for it. I think media personalities who are considered to have a certain level of command, a certain level of audience and attention, should not be the persons who set certain standards, because when you're a media personality, people see your views as or see what you have to say almost as gospel, right? And I don't believe that they should be in that decision-making process about who becomes a national hero, who should be marked, because their faces are in our face every day. And by that thought of injecting your face, your thought process into my mind, is registered as almost, what should I say now? The right word's not coming to me.
Well, somebody said.
It's in artificial intelligence. Yeah. I'm trying to remember the correct terminology.
Well,
it's just like visualizing something you see all the time. Concretes itself in your mind.
Yes.
So these persons should not be the decision makers. You get it? You should have a committee that comes together, decide, and this committee should not be chosen by anybody. You know what I'm saying? And it should have a wide range of people in it.
Jordan, let me ask you a question, because I left Jamaica in 1996. So, what are the criteria to become a hero of Jamaica? I just want to see if I qualify. But
right now, I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I honestly don't know.
I think you have to get somebody of your community have to nominate you, and I think you have to get like 5,000 signatures.
Okay.
Something like that.
So the fact is that let's look at the Jamaica and what would we like as a hero. What would we want to look up to? What is it that we want to represent Jamaica, to say this person did great for Jamaica, this person put Jamaica at the market? What are we looking at?
Well,
I would go for you.
Do we really don't need national heroes?
Yeah, do we need? Yeah.
True,
Jody.
National heroes?
But yes. And let me tell you, Jody, you just said, I don't remember. The wine is talking right now, but someone said all the national heroes that we have, a lot of the young people don't know them. History gonna be written. The book's gonna be deleted and all that. So we need new experience. We need, and that's what I said. Like,
Vita, I have to disagree. I have to disagree with you a bit, because in America, when they talk about the founding fathers, isn't that something that they teach in school about the founding fathers in America?
And yes, and what happened right now, America is going through a whole diversity of rewriting the history of America, because what happened is that the history of America is white history. There's no black history. The only black history we have is the slave history for black people. So now
is it rewriting it, or is it adding to it?
Let me ask Silburn, a man who resides in the
look at Jody. Look at Jody. Go again, Jody. Look at Jody. No, that's Faye Ellington days. See that? See?
Honestly, you want to hear my real opinion on this now? I don't think we need more national heroes. And I'm going to
I agree. I agree.
I don't think we need more national heroes. I think what we need to do is identify significant persons who have contributed to our country on a whole and give them what they call it again, the order of distinction or recognition or
Yes.
so on.
Yeah, they've been doing that, isn't it? Yes.
Because with every generation, there's going to be a new set of heroes, right? Is it that we're going to do generations of heroes? Because and then who decides the criteria for the heroes? Because the criteria is going to change. Because the people who I think are more impactful now, who put Jamaica on the map in more than one ways, and we're not part of it. They're Jamaicans who, for example, the first set of Jamaican surgeons who performed the first kidney transplant. Do we know who they are? Right? I'm not saying, not because it is their jobs, but the technology which has evolved over the years in medicine, in science, in technology. Because these areas are not popular, are we going to base our national heroes based off popularity?
Yes.
Or the standard?
Or
standard
excites
that
you
sets them apart and is worldwide equivalent to who a national hero is. Are we just going to use a Jamaican standard or an international standard? Because there are persons internationally who knows more about Jamaica and what Jamaica has done in finance, in technology, in medicine, and so on, more than we do, and they see them as heroes.
But let me answer you, Joe. Right? One, we do need new, younger, current, and more accessible national heroes. Right? And for me, my vote is Miss Lou, Edward Seaga, Bob Marley, and Usain Bolt. Those are my four candidates, right? The political thing is, if we put in Edward Seaga, we have to then put in
Michael Marley. Agree.
I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. You know, because both men have contributed to the development of Jamaica. We can't deny that, right? Now, when we look at a hero, let us take Miss Lou first. Miss Lou brought courage, brought style, brought relevance to Patois when she went on BBC on a program and was speaking the authentic Jamaican local vernacular, right? She gave credit to the poor man in a trench town and the poor lady in a Lilliput St. James, right? She made our language a universal language. Now remember, Bob Marley didn't make Patois universal. He sang in perfect English, right? Now, Miss Lou went against the grain. Miss Lou was the first dancehall artist. Like I say it again, and there are recordings and video to back it up. Miss Lou is the first dancehall artist. YouTube Miss Lou a sing. She literally a sing J before Vegas them and all them Monday.
But can I say something? Someone said that you need a new hero for different generation. But do the young people know Miss Lou?
Which is what I was suggesting.
Do the young people know Miss Lou?
No, they heroes for every generation.
They do not, but making her a hero.
Of course they do.
Wait, hold on. That contradicts what you said there, Vita, because you said by making her a national hero, they will know. Then what's wrong with the 7 which is deemed to be not known by the younger generation? Why can't they know by simply education?
No, in the schools. Miss Lou's songs are taught, and they speak about Miss.
And she's in the history books. She's in the books.
She's in the books. And we have not had somebody from the culture who have been elevated to that position. We have not had anybody. Most persons who have elevated to hero status are political persons, including Nani. because Nani was the leader of the Maroons, which is a political position. Although it wasn't elected, but it is still considered political.
So should they be dead persons? Should they be?
Nobody has risen to me. Nobody in the cultural sector.
So should they be dead? Should they be dead persons? Should they be?
I'm sorry, Seymour. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Should they be dead persons?
Can be dead and alive. But that's why that you saying Saint Leopold should be a national hero, right? Because nobody else, not even Bibi Gardner, as a football player at age 18 that went to Bolton Wanderers in England, as made persons wanted to play football like that. Usain Bolt, when he came on the scene, because remember, Asava Paul was before, and nobody still didn't want to run.
Right.
Asava Paul did not inspire.
Let's go back to our Jamaican language. Why I would say, Miss Lou, living in America, I remember when I came here, I went to school, I took classes to lose my accent, because what happened is that to get work in America, being that you're different, it was very hard. But I jump 20-something years now, I go to meetings, and when they hear my accent, it's one of those situations that when you're Jamaican, it's one of those situations, oh, she's Jamaican. They see you smarter. They see you as a very hard worker, disciplined. Just the language and the accent is so you. And Louise Bennett is the one that made the patois, the Jamaican patois.
International. International.
And let me tell you, Jamaican men in America, and I do it sometimes, just by your accent and your language, you can pick up a date. Because when you open your mouth and they hear that,
I'm sorry. What are you guys talking about?
The patois has added value to Vita's life.
Yes, and there's times like I went to a concert last week. I was on the black in there, and I was like, yeah, man. And I have about 10 whites lining up to talk to me because, oh, there's a Jamaican in the house. You understand? So I can go to a concert, I can go to wherever, just open my mouth, my accent, and I'm saying, call me. Just because they love it. I date American men before. Silver, I date American men before. Who I think all they want to do was hear me talk.
Is it?
I mean, I'm a talker, but you know. But he was like, they were saying, they don't want to from you. I don't want this patois. I don't want is that Jamaican accent. You know, I could say, listen, I need to buy a car. My car is, you know, and I have to speak the accent, and they would just like let go the money. Jody call me, I'm telling you. So that's the thing about being a Jamaican in America, the accent. Louise Bennett did that.
It's because you're from Ochi. It's because you're from Ochi. It's an Ochi girl, that's why.
But I'm telling you, Jody.
But hold on, Vita. You see, Louise Bennett, okay, apart from the culture aspect and her talent, how she looked, Louise Bennett looked like the average Jamaican mom or grandma or woman. You know, she had a little weight. She was bright smiling. She's dark skinned. You know.
Look at this. I mean, going to school, I had Maya Louise Bennett. That was my hero growing up. Louise Bennett was my hero growing up.
But people go blind.
Yes.
They wash them out, honey.
You look at Louise Bennett. You see, Louise Bennett was a product of growing up the slave because she wasn't really black. You understand? You can see their slave master did mess with her grandparents.
I used to like Ring Ding. I know I used to listen for Ring Ding.
I used to love Ring Ding. People like Jody don't know what Ring Ding is, but it's okay, Jody.
Excuse me, sir. What do you mean by I don't know what Ring Ding is?
Jody, nobody with that.
Let's go.
Let's
do a timeline here, Lester. Let's do a timeline.
Jody?
Lester, how old are you, Lester?
Jody, stay 16, Jody.
A gentleman never tells his age.
No. Lester, what year were you born, Lester?
I was born in the 70s, in the mid 70s.
I was born 69.
Listen. I would like to disclose the year I was born, just like Jody, but don't get carried away. Yes, I'm a 69 as well.
Dare you?
And I am still 16. No, sorry, 18. I have to be legal to drink online. So I'm
so Jody, were you born after 1980?
Excuse me, sir?
Were you born after 1980?
But of course, because I'm 18.
I don't think you're qualified for this conversation, Jody.
Should I?
I'm qualified to drink.
Well. So what would we say? People who say the criteria for Jamaica National Hero, and why is it so relevant today? Is it because of Barbados leading the way and we are following suit?
No.
Just asking.
No, this discussion has been going on for years. This discussion has been going on for years.
Oh, okay. If you're going to look at Jamaica in a whole,
yes.
Right? There is every single Caribbean island, and a lot of people don't know that there are a lot of Caribbean islands, because when I mention Bonaire and Aruba and some other islands to some people, right, they've never heard of some islands. Jamaicans, when I was in Curacao in August for my birthday, right, and I was speaking to a multiplicity of persons.
So you weren't in Jamaica?
No. If I was in Jamaica, I would have. You would have known. I would have been with the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Anyway, we won't get. No, but what I'm saying is that there are Jamaicans in every single Caribbean island. You don't have an impact or influx of Asians or Trinis or Antiguans in Jamaica doing well. But when you go into all these Caribbean islands, you see a whole community of Jamaican people, right? And the reference is Bob Marley, Usain Bolt, right?
And the weed. Don't forget the weed.
And the weed. Right?
Weed. The national flower should be the weed.
Yes.
Yeah, it's lignum vitae, but I don't understand.
Who is lignum vitae? Weed.
Exactly.
I really don't understand. But what I'm saying is that when you look at how Usain Bolt has transformed sports.
It's not just sports. It's sports and entertainment.
But he has made people. You see persons who were in the sport before him starting to entertain. They never used to do that, right? You saw persons starting to have a pulse, a character. Some person used to be tough and he made it okay to smile. He made it okay to interact with the people behind the blocks that collect your uniform, your clothes and stuff. He interacted with them. You know, he became cool as an athlete in track and field. The cool athletes were NFL players and NBA players. Those are the cool athletes in the world, right? Now, when you look at Usain Bolt putting Jamaica also on the map, because he has done that with his business endeavors. He has done that. He could have chose to run, because people don't understand that track and field is the only sport that you can represent nationally, and then switch to another country and represent that country also nationally. No other they can do that in.
What?
Double Whopper becoming a sports now.
What's that?
Double Whopper becoming a sports now.
Vita, what's Vita drinking? What is Vita drinking tonight?
No, seriously, I don't understand where we are.
No. Okay, I go onto Facebook.
What was trending on the weekend?
I cannot
believe Vita just said that.
I go onto YouTube and say what someone said. Someone said on YouTube that someone was shaped the cultural landscape by embracing the culture and having a major influence on the population and the world, leaving a legacy. Is a national hero.
That's what Louise Bennett have done. She have paved a way for me. I mean, I use my accent for whatever I want to. I use my accent in everything. I mean, I was going to school to lose my accent, and now when I go to certain meetings, I put on my accent so thick.
Yeah.
Oh, she's Jamaican. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. Jamaica is
because it comes with a specific character expectation.
Educated, hardworking, disciplined, focused. It comes with all that.
Vita, I don't know if Silburn has experienced this since living in the UK. But Vita, when you were younger and you're working in different places, did they call you Jamaica?
Yes. But they say, hey, Jamaica, what's up? Why they call me Sunshine? Because I'm always
I don't think Silburn experienced that.
They say, hey, Jamaica, what Jamaica? And then they say,
I'll be honest with you. When I came to the UK, I did not fit a sort of stereotype of a Jamaican, because a Jamaican should be a person who have enough pitney, smoke, and cuss.
That's in the UK.
Yeah, that's. Hang on. I'm just telling you a perception that I received when I came to the UK, and people never sometimes believe that I was from Jamaica. And it's very interesting, different ways and different places, because there's a perception that the Jamaicans who came to the UK, were that educated to a certain extent. You know what I'm trying to say? At that time, during the Windrush period, in a sense, that is something there, and that is why sometimes when people from the UK go to Jamaica, they get a shock, because guess what? They're surprised of when they hear persons like Jody. They're surprised when they go to Kingston and they hear Jamaicans and speak in a certain way, because I think Jamaicans are sort of, and I shouldn't say it's rough. That is why I'm so cautious with my words. It's more of the Jamaica is very diverse.
Very.
And that's the message which I'm trying to say. So when somebody would say Yardi was reflected as it was more sort of rough.
Yes, you are right.
Yes.
Because there was the posse back in the days in America, Silver. It was a posse with the gang and all that.
Yes.
Before my time. And then you have the educated Jamaican. So I was lumped out to be classed as, she's Jamaican. Once they say Jamaican, she's educated, she's hardworking, she's disciplined, she's focused. And I lumped out in that part of it.
But Vita, one of the things we have to highlight, and let me highlight this. The Right Honorable Excellency Robert Nesta Marley, Bob Marley, OD, or OM, one of them, I don't remember, or both. Although he didn't sing in patois like what the dancehall artists do, but the black struggle, not just Jamaican song, but the black struggle around the world. Remember, his song, Zimbabwe, was the national anthem for Zimbabwe for many years, right? I was at Edna Malik College, and I've met a guy, he was from Zaire, I think, or Congo, one of those countries, and he was telling me that Peter Tosh and Bob Marley's songs, when they were in the jungle, fighting against the government, were the songs that kept them alive.
Yes.
Them motivated. So when a lot of people are saying that Bob Marley was an artist and an entertainer that did these things for profit or for money, I'm saying do your research. Bob Marley inspired and fight against apartheid in South Africa and Zimbabwe. He fight against black oppression. And remember, this man is a light-skinned Jamaican man, very light-skinned Jamaican man.
Rastafarian man.
Who's a Rastafarian man.
That was stereotyped in Jamaica at the time.
Exactly. And of wealthy means. And this man said, listen, we have to put black people first.
Yes.
And listen.
And his message, I don't even understand the impact of Bob Marley's message to the world. I remember, I try to remember if it was a football game where One Love started to play. It was an overseas international game. One Love started to play, and the game stopped, and everybody in the stadium was singing One Love.
Johnny, can I tell you something, Johnny? Another thing that I noticed that when a lot men try to date me, as far as being a Jamaican, they said that we're hot, we're on fire, and that we're fire with bed. I'm just letting you know. I don't know about
even the present Prime Minister Boris Johnson at with Aluna Samba, when she was the High Commissioner at the City Hall, they started to sing One Love, One Heart, and then they look around and Vita wasn't there.
I know. Yeah, so Jody, I'm letting you know, girl, hook me up, because being a Jamaican is the hottest commodity. I'm telling you, it's so hard. It is so hard for me right now living in America. I'm waiting for Lester. So
living in America.
That's why I'm not dating. I'm waiting for Lester.
You're waiting for Lester?
Yeah.
Sure Lester is not already taken?
We can change anything. We change gay, we change bi, we change anything. Annette wanted to come in. I saw Annette wanted to come in.
I know it's past time, and Annette wanted to come in, but I was just tempted to see what is in her background. What's in her background picture?
No, Annette have some serious trauma for the evening.
I love Annette.
No,
Annette had me cracking up.
Annette had a mask.
I love her. She had me cracking up.
So
last week she had me seriously. She had my attention.
But you know, say celebrate of a people for them guests when we bring on.
I can't.
God, man.
Celebrate if a people for them people.
And it was amazing last week.
I played a long time.
It was beautiful last week.
She was. I must say. Even when I came up, I kept thinking about the conversations that we had.
I love her. She came on with naked men. You know me.
You know, Vita.
She
Vita, are you still taking care of your grandchildren? Because you seem as if you are under this. How many glasses of wine did you have, Vita?
I need wine to be with my two grandkids.
Be careful, somebody call somebody on you.
Come on, Vita, come on. I mean, Annette, come on.
Hold on. For the record, I'm a child care lawyer, you know, and Vita is drinking wine.
Just be careful.
Hold on, my daughter's in the other room. What are you talking about? My grandkids love me because I am that type of personality.
We don't see your daughter.
We don't see your daughter.
My daughter is not. My daughter is not a social media person.
Where your daughter then?
We see you under the influence.
I don't want influence. I'm a leader. Nobody influence me.
The influence, Vita.
Nobody influence me. I am a leader.
We have a marriage here.
Nobody influence me. I'm a leader.
Hey.
Listen, Annette coming out in her swimsuit, so forget about me. Annette coming out in her swimsuit. She promised last week. The next week she'll be in her swimsuit. Forget about me. I was born 69. Annette is a coolie and is 21. So let's look at the 21-year-old coolie in a swimsuit. Forget about me.
Vita sounded like Miss Lou in a certain way, in a bit, you know.
I love Miss Lou. Let me tell you, I can quote Miss Lou. I still have Miss Lou book. I have her book, and I can quote her like so many. Yes, girl, I'm telling you, I am tired with you. Tired of England, tired of you. Bring on Annette in her swimsuit. You want me to get out so Annette can come on in her swimsuit?
All right, for a couple of minutes, yes. Let's.
Okay, I'll get out so Annette can come on.
Curious.
I'm trying to find the emoji, the thing them, we can't find them.
Yeah. Let me see if we can get.
First, like, what's the reputation I've done? Boy, I must come on in my swimsuit. Like, seriously?
Well,
No.
And then,
I must apologize. I had to run away from that.
One naked picture them on it.
no, Lester. Don't say those things, Lester, man. You're gonna shut down the show.
No, the portrait, the painting I'm speaking about, the paintings I'm referring to.
Oh, the painting. All right. So let me show you. Guys. I don't even know if I can. Let me see if I can turn the camera around. Okay. Yes, there you go. Oh, I have a whole, my house is filled with women right now.
Hallelujah.
Come on, this is not Leicester show. Stop. So that's a painting.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we're good to go.
Do you have any painting? Do you have any painting?
I have to move away because it's.
Do you have any painting that will make Vita go?
That one, shut up. Yes, there's one in the basement. I'm gonna send that to you, Lester. You send it to Vita. Trust me. Oh, somebody is offering a live painting.
A live painting.
I'm actually hosting as we speak. Lester, I pinged you in. I sent you a message to say we're waiting on you. Actually,
Okay, no, I soon come off Silburn and come on you, and not come on you, come on your black, you know what I mean.
It started. You see, everything started to spin now, Lester. Hold on. Vita is coming back, but I think it's spinning.
Hey, listen. I think I'm fast. Come. You said come on her. I'm spinning.
No.
Sure, shut down. Guys. I think we got Lester, we got shut down, man. The show. On the mash up my show to the back side. You mash up the thing. There's no evidence now. Listen, stop. Listen. There's no evidence. It's gone. So Vita, whatever you said and you were worried, it's gone. It should just shut down the mash up. And it mash up the thing.
Vita was born in 1969. The best year.
69 I was born. Yes, I need you. I actually need you to validate. Annette, I am not gay, but you are awesome. I tell you, bro. Thank you.
Silver, did you go to church today?
I was at church today.
Okay.
So,
talking about church. So I was dating a Catholic guy, and I pray a lot. Maybe stay on your knees. No. Oh gosh. They were having a back discussion a while ago, right? Because I was watching you guys for a little bit while we were having our conversation.
Let her go.
So I was throwing it out out to my group to say, hey guys, who you think should be the next national hero? Here, one of the girls, no? Spice, here another one. No man, lady saw why. Here, now she did under the sycamore tree. A boy was because and I took it to another level. I had to say to them, listen, seriously, who do you think? Come on.
You need to invite me on your show because I think Seymour gonna eventually ban me. Seymour
I think Seymour is going to ban me from this.
I know, right?
Ban me from this.
Vita.
Yes.
It's not a show. It's not a show. It's like an in-person congregation. It's not a show. It's not videotape. It's not
So
online.
literally, I had to run into I had to come out because they have no behavior, right? So we're talking about big people, professional persons, but when they get into
grown folks.
Grown folks.
Yes.
When they get there, it's like time to just let go.
Yes. Invite me, girl. Invite me.
Silburn fits into that demographic.
Silver is from Orchard's on the cover. Yes.
Let me tell you something. I think he would. I think even if he didn't initially, he would.
He's from Orchard's on the cover. Yes.
I was born 1969.
See, me too.
Annette,
We're waiting on you, Lester. We're waiting on you.
Annette, I'm coming. Do you know the entertainment venue called Shade?
I want to come too.
Yes.
I want to come too.
Yes.
I want to come too.
You know
There
Shade.
could be a midget there or something.
Silburn is a proprietor. He's one of the proprietors of Shades.
No way.
Yeah, I kid you not.
Hey, stop lying. Come on. No.
Annette, don't listen to them backside business.
I promise you, they can't change my view of you at all. I refuse to have them do that.
Listen. Silburn was the entertainment
No.
manager. He brought
Your handle is tiny.
Silburn brought the entertainment of the night for Shades.
So my brother Silver is very versatile. Okay, you want to take him to church? He can be a priest. He can be a pastor.
Or if you want to take it to Matty.
What is magic today?
He can do magic.
Well. To be honest with you, this show mash up already, so you have nothing more to lose. And out of that,
I'm sorry. Silver, I'm sorry.
no, it wasn't you. It's when Vita came in. It is.
For Vita, we have to connect, right? Because you and I seem to be the two with the woods on the shore, right? We mash up anything.
No. I hold on. I saw the signs. Wait. I saw the signs. I saw the spinning, and then it was getting a certain way. Then Vita came in, and it's like it just the algorithm or whatever couldn't deal with it anymore, and it just I can see it from my side. And remember the time when they shut us down one time, Lester, when we were talking about some things, I could see the signs there, and when Vita came in, I was up. I was at backside, show my shot.
You realize when the bad Indian come on and Vita come on, it's done. Done. But Silver, listen to me, Silver. You have to have Vita, Jody, and Annette. But Jody are Indian too, you know.
Well, let me tell you what is going to happen next.
Annette, may I ask a question? On a serious note? Sure. Annette, I hear that Indians have 9 livers, so sex and non-stop. You have a brother? Carl, let's stop playing.
Can I tell you, my brothers are not Indian. They're all like 6 years. No, they're not.
Yeah,
You know,
hey, Annette, I've been quarantined for a long time. I need an Indian.
girl, just dub it an Indian.
What I plan to do next year though is put it on the other put Talk and Sip on the other platform where everybody can come. Up to 10 people can come, 15 people can come.
That would be very nice.
At the same time, you know.
But Silver,
yes.
I need to speak for the Negro race. You and I need to represent. Because I see Vita trying to excommunicate us and go to the Indian ethnic group.
No, I'm not going there.
We also
Listen, I'm not going there. I'm just open the
Can I?
Vita, I'm going to ask you to read something. Right, Vita?
Okay.
What does it say, Vita? This is my pillow, Vita. What does it say?
What it says?
Long distance tula.
This is my pillow.
Well, I won't say that my grandfather is an Indian.
But you're coming from India, see, more have to bypass Leicester now. I'm gonna call your friend wife. I said, please spread for me because your husband is an Indian. I gotta shoot. We're gonna go to we're gonna be more fun.
You know, so we have to cool in on me. Grandfather.
Listen, you find one ear. You find one ear.
Annette, you are a bad influence. You doing all this. You.
Well, honey, since I am my show is called Uncensored. That should speak for itself.
Oh.
Right.
Oh,
So,
girl. Yeah, me
let me
laughing.
tell you something, right? Separate and apart, just a little bit. I embrace who I am, which is being very feminine. I embrace everything that encompasses being feminine. And I make apologies for it, you know? So when it's time to discuss matters of sexuality and being woman, being man, then we have very healthy conversation like you guys.
Then you're missing out by not having me on your show.
I'm
just saying.
I'm going to find a way to include you.
You know?
Like I said, we're waiting on this though.
I'm going to come over with something. I'm going to say the Vita number.
Yeah, man. But we're waiting on this though. You know, see, from where you go.
I won't say too much, but Jody.
We're going to abuse you.
I kind of like being abused by Indian people. I kind of, you know.
Lester, you know this here
Anyway,
is not. Lester, you know this here is fake. It's not Indian, right? It might be Brazilian, but it's not Indian.
All right, guys. Well, listen. It's now what 12:30 UK time now. I've got to go and get ready for the party at the Queen and Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister's party. We have to get this party going, you know.
Isn't his wife pregnant though?
No, she just got a baby. She just got another baby.
How old is he?
They spent their quarantine well.
How old is he?
She's 32, right? She's 32.
And he is old.
Boris about 55, 56 or something like that. I don't know if anything. Or could be. Eh?
If still not good.
A young man.
Swimmers are still swimming.
So that's like 20 years. So Annette, you have to find me a 21-year-old. I'm sorry, Lester.
Oh gosh, I think so you're going to abuse. You're going to abuse that. You need a 30, 35. They're kind of coming in.
No, 35, they're going down. I need a 21.
Oh, Jesus.
But Vita, I thought you liked the going down.
I do, but I like when they say get out.
All right, guys. Okay, so we'll wrap up now, and thank you so much for tonight.
The Christian part of Seymour kicked in. I'm sorry.
No.
His wife is watching it.
It's.
Well, but let me tell you something. He locked up with a beautiful spiritual woman, and I want to say,
she's a beautiful woman.
You know where she's from?
Ochi?
Everybody from Ochi. I'm gonna pick them from Ochi.
We don't know if she was born in St. Anne.
You know what? You need to go.
Let's come back with them foolishness about, you know.
But Annette.
Anyway, I gotta go. Silver, I gotta go. I'm sorry.
Annette, I'm gonna link you on the other side right now.
Sweetheart, please do, so we can abuse you. Use and abuse you.
Seymour, send me the church program tomorrow. I'll meet you in church. Seymour, I need to go on my knees right now.
Oh, is she? Oh, listen, go on.
Bye, guys.
See, Annette. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Lisa, love you. Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Cheers. Bye, man.
Thanks.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Annette. Cheers. Okay, guys. Well, listen. For some reason, we got lost connection earlier. Show went a bit, and I think we got I don't know, maybe kicked out or something like that. But nevertheless, still, for those joining and those on Facebook and YouTube, fortunately the YouTube version have a full show, so that's awesome. Anyway, next week Saturday will be the last one for this year. Have a good one. Have a good evening. Natural Beauty, thank you so much. You're not gonna see. I think we're gonna see if we can get the show back, the show which we had earlier, but I think we actually may have lost it. But nevertheless, still have a good evening and see ya on the other side. Bye bye. Cheers. Okay, those on YouTube and Facebook, have a good night as well. Peace out. Bye bye.